They said she was nothing, a girl with too many kids and too many dreams. They laughed behind her back. In church, at the grocery store, even her own sister said, "You're drowning. You just don't know it yet." But Ava didn't drown. She waited, worked, watched, and one day, she disappeared. A brutal battle for power, revenge, and justice unfolds. These aren't just stories, they're real lives, torn apart by secrets. We dive deep into chilling disappearances, unsolved crimes, and the truths buried beneath the surface. Because in the world of true crime, nothing is ever as it seems. And the ending? It will stay with you. Subscribe, share, and join us as we unravel every hidden clue. Flashback, 2006. Ava Moore, 28, stands at a bus stop in the rain, 3-year-old on her hip. She had 5 kids. No husband, no car, no savings. But she had a secret. A ledger filled with names, dates, and numbers. And every single one was connected to a man who never wanted to be found. Ava cleaned houses, watched their kids, made their beds, and found things they didn't mean to leave behind. Receipts, letters, unsent emails, bits of stories, whispers of lies, little betrayals that told the truth. She kept it all. She didn't know why. Not yet, but one day she would. Flash 2011, her oldest son is arrested for a robbery he didn't commit. The boy was 13. Wrong place, wrong time, wrong skin. And just like that, the whole world confirmed what they'd always whispered. Those Moore kids are trouble. The judge gave him 6 months, Ava cried in the hallway. Not because her son was gone, but because she finally saw the system for what it was. Her second child, Camille, drops out of school to help at home. They worked double shifts, cleaning richer and richer homes. Private clients, always cash. One day, Ava found a password written on a sticky note. She took a photo. Didn't touch anything else. Didn't say a word. But at home, she logged in. It was a real estate shell company. On paper, it owned 14 properties, but the paperwork led to a single name. Marcus Price, deacon, investor, pillar of the community, a man who smiled at Ava every Sunday, while using ghost accounts to funnel money into offshore banks. Ava staring at her reflection in a dark laptop screen. She could have turned him in. But that's not what she did. She copied his files, buried them, then called his wife. She didn't threaten, didn't beg, just said one sentence. "You deserve to know who he really is." A week later, Ava finds $10,000 in a manila envelope in her mailbox. No note, no signature, just cash, she cried. Then paid off the power bill, then got her son back in school. Quietly, strategically, Ava starts connecting dots. Another employer, another ledger, another lie. She never stole, never blackmailed. She just informed. A wife, a business partner, a quiet little nudge. She called it strategic truth, and it changed her life. 2014, a quiet back room, Ava opens her first LLC. More Solutions. Consulting, she called it. But there was no website, no marketing, just referrals. Women came to her quietly, scared, curious, angry, and Ava listened. She taught them to see. She taught them to document. She taught them to wait. Her third daughter, Nia, now 18, speaks on Ava's behalf at a local nonprofit gala. She didn't just raise 5 kids. She raised 5 warriors. The crowd clapped, smiled. Ava sat in the back, wearing the same shoes she cleaned houses in. But then, something changed. A client got too bold, too greedy, too careless. She leaked everything, posted files online, named names, and vanished. Headline flashes: Atlanta developer under federal investigation. Marcus Price. The same man, the same files. Ava knew what would come next. Ice. Questions. Knocks on the door. 21. Ava opens her door at midnight. 2 men in suits. FBI. Politely aggressive. Smiles like razors. "Ms. Moore, can we talk?" She lets them in, pours coffee, doesn't blink. They want to know how she knew what she knew. They want names, sources. She gives them nothing. But the look in their eyes says, they already know she's not just a mom with a laptop. Next day, news spreads. Ava Moore is a person of interest. People whisper again. But this time it's not mockery. It's fear, respect. Even her old pastor calls. I didn't know you had it in you. She says nothing, just hangs up the phone. 1 week later, her mailbox is empty, her bank account frozen, her children silent. Everything she built, under her name, her rules, her strategy, is gone. And still, she doesn't panic. Because Ava has one more secret, a second ledger, locked in a storage unit, with the name of every man who ever paid to make a problem disappear. Dark room. Ava meets someone, a tall woman in a navy blazer, quiet, powerful. She says her name is Marlene, says she's not with the FBI, says she works off record. She lays a folder on the table. Inside are photos of Ava, of her children, and of a van that's been following her for weeks. Ava's breath hitches. Not fear, recognition. Who sent you? She asks. The woman smiles. Someone who's not done with you yet. And that's when Ava realizes she was never the one collecting the secrets. She was the secret. A small, dust-covered storage unit. Quiet, dim light. A steel door clicks shut behind us. They said she disappeared, but Ava Moore didn't vanish. She withdrew. Because she knew something most people never learn. Sometimes the only way to stay safe is to stop being seen. Flashback 3 months earlier. Ava steps into the storage unit. Her hands shake, but her eyes are steady. Inside, a safe, 3 burner phones, a flash drive, a sealed envelope with one word written on it. Camille. She locks the door, walks away, and disappears without telling a soul. Present day. Camille Moore, 25, stands outside the same unit, keys in hand. Her mother is missing. The press is circling. Her siblings are scared. And the ledger? It just resurfaced, in the hands of a local journalist, sent from an anonymous email address at 3:47 a.m. Subject line, read this before they make it disappear. Camille reading news headlines, journalist opens the PDF. It's the ledger. The second one, not the one Ava used to survive, but the one she used to warn. Flash pages filled with names, power brokers, judges, deacons, police chiefs. One page stands out. 5 names. One is circled in red. Detective Harold Swan, the same cop who arrested Camille's brother 14 years ago. The same man who led the fraud case against Marcus Price. The same man who called Ava's disappearance inconvenient. Now his name is at the top of a list labeled asset or threat. Camille on the phone with Nia. Ania, you think Mom leaked this? Camille, no, I think she planned for this. Camille digging through Ava's old notebooks, post-its, receipts, business cards. Each one leads somewhere. Each breadcrumb points to women Ava once helped. Women who were hurt, ignored, silenced. And now, they're hard to find. No socials, no addresses. Like they vanished too. Camille meets a woman named Nisha in a church parking lot. Nisha worked with Ava. She looks scared, tired, but she hands Camille a package. Inside, one of Ava's old phones, fully charged, ready, waiting. Camille turns it on. One app, voice memos. She presses play, Ava's voice. I never wanted this to be your burden, Camille. But if you're listening, it means I couldn't protect you forever. Pause. Silence. Then, I recorded everything. Not to use against them, but to prove I saw what they did, to prove I existed. FBI press conference. A new investigation is announced. Journalists swarm. They call Ava a key missing witness. They suspect she held damaging information, but they don't say what. Camille knows, she just doesn't know how much. The same woman, Marlene, appears at Camille's door. Navy blazer, calm eyes, too calm. Marlene, you've stirred up a lot. Your mother trained you well. Camille, she didn't train me, she raised me. Marlene places a file on the kitchen table. Photos. Camille, Nia, the younger kids, their apartment, their jobs, their routines. Marlene, you're being watched. Not by us, by them. Flashback, Ava meeting Marlene. Ava thought she could disappear into silence. But silence doesn't keep people safe. Silence gets you rewritten. Camille plugs Ava's flash drive into an old laptop. One file, no name, no date. She opens it. Ava's voice again. If you're hearing this, it means it's already begun. Camille watching Ava's full video diary. Ava explains everything. The ledgers, the payments, the network, Dozens of women. All documenting, exchanging, tracking, not blackmail. Accountability. They weren't criminals. They were archivists, historians of male power. But someone else was watching too. Not just the FBI. Not just the cops. A private firm? Security contractors. Men in suits who didn't ask questions, they erased them. Camille at a library, searching names from Ava's files. One name comes up again and again. Ronald Beckett, CEO of a security tech firm in D.C. No photos, no social media, but clients across government and private finance. His name is next to Ava's in a file titled Neutralize or Convert. Tension builds. Camille gets followed after work. Her tires are slashed. Her siblings get strange texts. The network is back in motion, but not on her side. This time they want to bury Ava for good, and anyone who carries her name. Camille meeting a journalist in a diner. She hands them a copy of the flash drive. No NDA, no hesitation. Camille, if anything happens to me, run this everywhere. The journalist nods, scared, but intrigued. Camille returns home, lights off, front door slightly ajar. She enters slowly, quiet, careful, on the kitchen counter. A Manila envelope. She opens it. Inside, a single photo of Ava, taken 2 days ago, alive, walking into a black SUV, wearing sunglasses, expression unreadable. Camille falls to her knees, whispering, "Mama, what did you do?" Next morning, Camille finds a voice message on her phone from a blocked number. Ava's voice, worn, but sharp. Ava, don't trust Marlene. Don't trust the files, and don't come looking for me. Then silence. Then a second voice, one Camille doesn't recognize. Male voice. She warned you. Now forget her. Click. Camille meets with Nia in a park. She shows her the photo. Tells her everything. NIA. You think she's still working with them? Camille. I don't think she ever stopped. Nia. Then what do we do now? Camille looks out across the park. Kids playing. Birds chirping. Normal life, but she knows nothing's normal anymore. Camille. We open our ledger. Faint sound of Ava's recorded voice whispering names. Camille sitting in her mother's favorite chair, rain outside, headphones on. Ava Moore is alive, but she's not coming home. Not yet, maybe not ever. She built a map of secrets, then disappeared inside it. But now her daughters are walking the paths she left behind. Flashback, Ava's voice on the recording. Don't trust Marlene. Don't trust the files, and don't come looking for me. That was her warning. But it was also a dare. Camille and Nia stare at the photo, Ava getting into a black SUV. It wasn't surveillance. It was a message. Camille's sure of it, because Ava Moore never got caught on accident. Camille unboxes old files, flash drives, notebooks, clippings. Each folder labeled with a single word. Loyalty. Extraction. Burial. Nia flips through one. A photo of their old pastor. Another of a city councilman. Receipts. Hotel bookings. Duplicated texts. And a handwritten note in Ava's script. When they come for you, know who they're really protecting. Marlene calls. Camille lets it ring. Nia answers. Marlene, you're playing with fire. Nia, so was our mother. And she didn't burn. Marlene, not yet. Click. Camille logs into an old email address Ava used for more solutions. One new message. No sender. No subject. Just a link. She clicks it. Encrypted folder opens. Inside, videos. Dozens of them. Clients, conversations. Not criminal, but compromising. A CFO mocking female interns. A pastor admitting to campaign fraud. A tech founder discussing ghost donations. And one file labeled for Camille only. She opens it. Ava sits in front of a camera, pale, strong. Ava, if they've come to you, it means you've already lost control of the narrative. So take it back. Don't fight them. Expose them. Nia goes through Ava's burner phones, finds a number saved under the name Dawn. She calls. A woman picks up. No greeting. Dawn. Is this Ava? And Nia. No, I'm her daughter. On. Then you're not safe. The line goes dead. Flashback. Ava sitting with a woman, Dawn, at a quiet cafe. Conversation muted. Just a folder exchanged. She wasn't just documenting crimes. She was documenting alliances. Camille and Nia track the Dawn lead. Turns out she runs a domestic violence shelter, off-grid, cash-based. They visit a small house in a forgotten part of town. Inside, Dawn is waiting. Yeah, your mother gave us all backbones. She didn't just protect us. She trained us. Camille, trained you for what? Dawn, for the day they stopped pretending to be scared of the truth. Dawn shows them a safe room. Inside, backups of Ava's ledgers, even older ones, handwritten. Some dated back to 1998. Ava started collecting before any of her kids were born. Before social media, before smartphones, long before they ever mocked her for being just a housekeeper. Suddenly, gunshots outside, tires screech. Someone tried to follow them. Camille pulls Nia down. Dawn grabs a burner bag. Dawn, you didn't come here alone. They let you come. Dawn gives them an address. Go here, leave the rest behind. They drive. Fast. Heart pounding. No phones. No electronics. Just memory and trust. The address is a tiny chapel in Alabama. Stained glass shattered. No sign of life. They wait. Night falls. No one comes. Then headlights in the distance. One car. No plates. A man steps out. Older, familiar, it's Detective Swan. Camille's face hardens. The man who tried to destroy their family. But he says one thing that makes her blood freeze. Your mother saved my daughter. I owe her. And she's in deeper than you know? He hands Camille a package. Inside, a passport. Ava's with a new name. Stamped 3 months ago, in Argentina. Camille. She ran? Swan. She positioned. There's a difference. Camille and Nia watch more of Ava's files. This time, it's footage of Ava meeting with 2 senators. Not blackmail. Testimony. She was flipping people. Converting secrets into leverage, and leverage into influence. Camille logs into the inheritance drive mentioned. One video. One line. You've reached the tipping point. Don't stop now. Footsteps. A woman's voice whispering. They never feared what I knew. They feared who I'd tell. A new video hits the dark web. A shadowy figure, pixelated, voice disguised. This is not about Ava Moore anymore. It's about all the women who watched everything and said nothing. That ends now. A dimly lit apartment. A laptop screen glows. Camille stares into the camera. Ava Moore is alive, but she's no longer the center of the story. Because now, the people she trained, the ones she protected, the ones she taught to document and wait, they've started talking. And they're not just telling stories. They're exposing systems. Flashback Ava's old footage. Her voice calm, almost prophetic. If I fall, they rise. If they rise, the truth spreads. And if the truth spreads, no one is untouchable. A shadowy forum on the dark web. New uploads appear hourly, each one from a woman with nothing left to lose. They call themselves the Inheritance. Not a group, not a movement. Just a chain of witnesses, bound by silence. Now breaking it. Camille and Nia in a motel room. The wall is covered in names, photos, connections. They don't know who to trust. Swan disappeared. Dawn stopped answering. And Marlene? Marlene left something behind. Camille finds a note under their motel door. One line, handwritten. There's more than one kind of truth. Pick the one that keeps you alive. Flashback Ava in one of her last videos. She talks about echoes, about how power protects itself by repeating the same crimes. Under new names, new faces, new tech. But her daughters? They're not here to repeat. They're here to record. Nia traces the shadow account that leaked the senator videos. It leads to a woman in Detroit. Name Vanessa Tate. Nurse. Single mom. Used to clean rooms at a private hotel Ava once worked in. Now she runs a burner site that leaks receipts from politicians. Hidden travel budgets. She tells Camille, Ava didn't just expose men. She showed women how to see them. More women come forward. Lawyers, janitors, HR assistants, babysitters, housekeepers. Each one had something taken from them. Each one had something buried. And each one kept the evidence, not revenge. Documentation. Nia uploads a new folder to the inheritance site. Names redacted, just timelines and voice notes. She hesitates, then types, If we go missing, let this speak for us. Click. Uploaded. Meanwhile, somewhere overseas, Ava sits at a small table. A radio plays faintly. She watches the uploads. She's not gone. She's watching. But not from fear. From calculation. She says nothing, but writes a name in her notebook. Marlene, then circles it. Twice. Camille receives a package at the motel, no return address. Inside, a flip phone and a photo. It's Marlene, sitting beside a man in military dress. On the back of the photo, he funds the silence. She curates it. Camille throws the photo on the table. Nia leans in. Anaya, you think Ava was blackmailing them? Camille, no, I think she was protecting us from what they really wanted. Flashback, Ava's last voice memo never played until now. They didn't want the truth buried. They wanted it rewritten. They wanted me to help them spin the lies so well that even my daughters wouldn't recognize me anymore. News reports. A senator resigns. A pastor flees overseas. A judge steps down quietly. No direct accusations. No press conferences. Just whispers. Just fallout. The kind of fallout that tells you there's something much bigger beneath the surface. Camille and Nia arrive at a safe house. There's someone waiting. It's Vanessa Tate, and she's not alone. 2 other women. One in corporate wear, one in nurse scrubs. They're all carrying flash drives. Camille asks, "What do you want from us?" Vanessa says, "We don't want anything. We have something, but only you 2 can carry it to the end." Nia looks at the drives, each one labeled by year, 2002, 2008, 2013, 2019. These aren't just Ava's secrets, they're America's. Suddenly, the power goes out, static hum, the laptop flickers. A new file appears on Camille's screen. No source, no sender, just a single image, a still frame from one of Ava's videos, but Ava has a bruised eye, and a background Camille's never seen before. Not Argentina, not home, a military facility. Then audio, a distorted male voice. "Tell the girls to stop, or we start erasing," Camille whispers. "They don't know who we are yet." Nia answers, "They're about to." Camille sits in silence. Laptop open, the image of Ava with the bruised eye still frozen on screen. They told the world she was dead, but now Camille knows the truth. She's not. She's being held, and someone wants to make sure her daughters never find her. Flashback, the distorted message from Part 4 echoes. "Tell the girls to stop, or we start erasing." They weren't bluffing. They never bluff. They've been erasing women like Ava for decades, erasing them with silence, with shame, with power, and now with technology. The motel room is dark, everyone's silent. Camille turns to Nia. Her voice is barely a whisper. "Camille, this was never about blackmail. It was a system override." Vanessa leans forward. She's scared but angry. "Vanessa, they used her, wanted her to build the database, then tried to cut her out before she could lock it." Camille logs back into the dark site. The inheritance. Her admin privileges are gone. Someone hijacked it. Posts are disappearing. Videos scrubbed. The women are vanishing. Not physically. Digitally. Erased from court records. Evicted from leases. Their names unsearchable. Camille scrolls Ava's old folder tree. One file blinks open on its own. Title, failsafe. Password protected. Camille tries every combination she can think of. Birthdays, street names, ledger tags. Nothing works. Then she remembers Ava's voice. "I recorded everything, even the things I didn't know I'd need." She opens a video diary from the night Ava disappeared. Ava's sitting at her kitchen table, tired, resigned. Her voice almost breaks. "Ava, they told me I could be a consultant, that I'd protect women from the inside. But the truth is, they just wanted the names." Pause. Her eyes stare straight at the lens. This ends badly. "The password is the name of the first woman I couldn't save." Camille types, "Rosalind, password accepted." The file opens. Inside, a digital vault, encrypted voice memos, recordings, timelines, money trails, email dumps, and a single folder labeled failsafe, deploy only if taken. Camille shows it to Vanessa, Nia, and the others. They argue. Too dangerous. Too many powerful names. But Camille just whispers, "If they've taken her, we don't wait. We burn it all." Nia begins uploading files to multiple platforms, some public, some hidden. Within hours, chaos spreads. Anonymous tips flood the press. Reporters start connecting dots. Whispers of a female intelligence ring. A digital resistance. They call it the ledger leak. Marlene sits at a sleek desk, watching the reports. Calm. Composed. A man enters the room. Man. Do we scrub it? Marlene. No, we discredit it. Turn the daughters into a cautionary tale. She slides a folder across the table. Inside, photos of Camille and Nia. Fake transactions. Edited videos. She doesn't need to silence them. She needs the world to stop believing them. Camille's phone buzzes. A text from an unknown number. She's alive. We can help. Meet us tonight. Come alone. Camille reads it twice. Nia grabs her arm. Nia, it's a trap. Camille, then let's spring it. Camille arrives at the location, an abandoned train station. She walks in alone. A single light. A silhouette steps forward. It's not Ava. It's Dawn. Dawn looks different. Angrier. Colder. Dawn. You think this is about saving Ava? This isn't about her anymore. It's about the data. Camille's confused. Dawn steps closer. The files she built. Do you know what they're worth to the right people? Camille realizes Dawn switched sides. She didn't protect the network. She sold it. Dawn. Ava was too righteous. You won't be. Suddenly, Ava's voice echoes from a speaker in the corner. You always underestimated my daughters. Lights flash. A hard drive activates on a nearby table. A backup, a trap. Dawn panics. Grabs it. But the room floods with flashing lights. Outside, black SUVs pull in. Swan steps out. FBI jackets follow. Dawn is cornered. Camille is pulled out. She locks eyes with Swan. Camille. She's alive! Isn't she? Swan, quietly. She's not just alive. She's Witness Protection Protocol Alpha. And now, so are you. A new voice memo loads. Ava's voice. If this file reaches you, it means I had to let go of my name. But I never let go of my daughters. And I never let go of the truth. The screen glitches. A new face appears, masked. Voice scrambled. They built empires on silence. But the silence is over. The inheritance is live. And we have more names. A quiet neighborhood in South Carolina. Camille Moore now lives under a new name. Blonde wig, new ID, but her eyes, still Ava's daughter. She's been renamed, relocated, rebuilt, but inside, she's burning. Because somewhere out there, Ava Moore is alive, and she's not just hiding, she's hunting. Flashback, FBI van. Camille watches Dawn get arrested. Her eyes never leave Camille's face. Dawn didn't break, didn't confess, didn't ask for mercy. She just whispered, she was never yours. She was always ours. Camille meets with Swan again, a diner off the highway, nothing written down. Swan. She's in deep shadow. No electronics, no contacts. Camille. Then how do you know she's safe? Swan sighs, then places a small recorder on the table. Presses play, Ava's voice. If you're listening to this, they've told you I'm in protection. That's only partially true. Ava, months earlier. Long braid, desert air, sitting in a solar-powered trailer in the middle of nowhere. Ava. I made myself disappear. Because I had to become something they couldn't erase. Nia's apartment, she's still underground, but she's online again, posting videos, quietly rebuilding the inheritance. She's not naming names. Not yet. Just asking questions. Connecting dots. Spreading doubt. One post goes viral. What if the data breach was really a data recovery? Thousands of comments. People start sharing Ava's phrases. Strategic truth. They buried the wrong woman. The inheritance lives. Camille at a laundromat. She receives a flash drive taped inside a detergent box. No return address, no note. Just one file, 1913 MP4. She plays it at night. Alone. It's Ava. Not recent, but intentional. She's sitting in front of a chalkboard. Behind her, names, timelines, connections. Ava. Every time I learned something, I asked myself, why didn't I know this before? And the answer was always the same. Because someone made sure I couldn't. Ava drawing lines on the board. A silent diagram of how corruption survives through school boards, city planning, church donations, and private security contracts. It's not just politicians, it's foundations, consultants, real estate fronts, and education boards. Camille sends the video to Naya. Naya, it's a war map. Camille, it's a manual. One woman, Raina Fields, a former public school administrator, contacts them. She says Ava helped her expose a school-to-prison funding funnel. Before Ava vanished, she left Raina a key to a post office box in Baton Rouge. Inside, a hard drive with footage of a senator, a for-profit prison CEO, and a banker laughing over a spreadsheet. Projected profits from teenage arrests. Camille and Nia meet Raina in a motel. Raina is shaking. Raina, you don't understand. Ava didn't just collect files. She collected weapons, digital ones, and now the whole thing's live. Nia gets a DM from an anonymous account. Video message, Ava again. She looks older, rougher, but her eyes are steel. Ava, they call me dangerous now. Not because I broke laws, but because I didn't let them break me. Don't stop, even if they say I'm the threat. Especially then. Tension builds, TV screens show a sudden national manhunt. Breaking news, Ava Moore added to a DHS watch list. Headline, domestic extremist tied to mass data leak. They show a photo of her from a decade ago, smiling, holding a baby. They don't show what she knows or what she's about to do. Camille walks through a bookstore, hidden camera on her glasses. She slips a USB into a public computer. Uploads a new folder. Title, The Curriculum. Inside, all the ways Black children have been deliberately priced, tracked, and warehoused through loopholes in school systems. It's Ava's final category, the one even her daughters didn't know about. Ava, pre-recorded. The greatest cover-up wasn't money. It was memory. They tried to erase us through education, through silence, through shame. But we remember, and we record, and we return. Camille receives a text. No number, no ID, just one sentence. Are you ready for the last ledger? Her phone rings. She answers. Ava's voice. Calm, direct, unmistakable. Come get me. Camille stands at a Greyhound terminal. Overcast sky, no luggage, just the burner phone in her hand. Ava Moore told her to come. No details, no explanation, just 4 words. Come get me. And when your mother's been hunted, erased, and called a national threat, you don't ask questions. You move. Nia at a cafe, Camille's voice on speakerphone. Ah, you sure it's her? Camille. Only 2 people ever called me Little Ledger. One is dead. The other just texted me. Nia, then I'm coming too. Camille. No, stay public, stay loud. If they take me, they'll have to deal with you. Bus moving down a dirt road. Camille looking out the window, slow, silent. She's not afraid. She's something worse. Ready? Because whatever Ava has been hiding all this time, Camille is done waiting to understand. She's ready to feel it. Camille arrives at a rural church that looks long abandoned, a single flickering light above the door. She walks in. It's empty, dust and wood. Then, a sound behind the altar. Footsteps. A door opens, and Ava steps out. Older, thinner, but unmistakable. Her arms shake, then wrap around Camille like a fire catching dry grass. No music, just silence between mother and daughter. Camille, you look tired. Ava, I've been tired for 20 years. Ava walks Camille down into the cellar beneath the church. Files, burners, a wall covered in redacted case documents. Ava, this is the final ledger, the one they never saw. Because it's not on a drive. It's in here, points to her head. She opens a small safe, pulls out a faded spiral notebook. Each page, a case, a name, a trail, and one recurring pattern. Black women who disappeared after reporting abuse and were never counted. They weren't threats. They were proof. Proof that this country still chooses which stories are worth remembering. Camille records Ava speaking. Her hands tremble. Her voice doesn't. They came to me when I worked as a cleaner. Told me they liked my discretion. Gave me cash to wipe a laptop. That laptop had videos on it. Videos that made me sick. I made copies. I kept receipts. And I never looked back. Camille flips a page in the notebook. A name jumps out. Jade Riley. Camille freezes. Jade Riley was her college roommate. Went missing junior year. Everyone said she ran off. Drugs, mental health. The usual headlines. But Ava had her name and her file. Camille FaceTimes Nia, shows her the notebook. Nia, how far does this go? Ava, in background. Far enough to topple cities. Swan receives an encrypted message on a private drive. He opens a folder titled Cathedral. Inside, evidence, surveillance footage, transcripts, donations tied to trafficking networks, using church funding pipelines. The pastors weren't just complicit. Some were brokers. Ava sits with Camille at the kitchen table, candlelight. Quiet. Ava. They never wanted to kill me. They wanted to absorb me. Rebrand the Ledger into a diversity consulting program. Turn my truth into a product. Camille, and you said no. Ava, I didn't say no. I said I'd burn it all first. Nia publishes the first leak from Ava's final ledger. A YouTube short titled The Women We Forgot. It goes viral in 2 hours. Names, faces, dates. Thousands of people start commenting, sharing their own stories. The silence is broken. Marlene, watching, furious. She calls someone. Marlene, you said she was offline. Voice, she was. Marlene, then find her again. Or we start the purge. Camille and Ava packing, leaving the church too late. An SUV pulls up, black no plates. Camille grabs the notebook. Ava grabs the flash drive. One man steps out, not armed. But dangerous, he speaks quietly. This isn't about you anymore. It's about how many you're going to take down with you. Ava steps forward. Ava, then buckle up, because I kept every name, and your name was first. Camille uploads the full fail-safe ledger to a server hosted offshore. Nia narrates a new video. Nia VO. Our mother was mocked, undervalued, forgotten. But she remembered. All of you. And now so will we. There's still one name we haven't said. A woman walks into a courtroom lobby. Sunglasses, gray coat. She pauses by a plaque on the wall. The Harold B. Swan Justice Complex. This isn't justice. It's a monument to survival. But not for people like Ava Moore. She spent 15 years collecting the truth and only said one name out loud. The last name. The one she feared the most. The one she wrote down and never spoke. Flashback. Camille stares at the final page of Ava's notebook. No story, no notes, just a single name, underlined twice. Raymond A. Ferris. She'd never heard it before. Not in any file, not in any video, but Ava circled it in red. And that means something. Camille and Ava hiding in a quiet cabin near the Blue Ridge foothills. No electricity, just firelight and paper maps. Camille. Why him? Ava. Because he doesn't exist in public. Camille. Then how'd you find him? Ava. Quietly. He found me first. 14 years earlier. Ava sits in a boardroom serving coffee. A man walks in. Young, crisp, eyes like steel. He says nothing, but slides her a note folded inside a $100 bill. Nice job with the wipes. You're on the list now. She never forgot his face. His laugh. The way he called her invisible. Nia runs a facial trace using Ava's sketches. Finds him under a different name, Alan Stone. Campaign donor. Private security consultant. Former DHS cybersecurity advisor. No criminal record, but dozens of contracts tied to data suppression. Especially in communities of color. He wasn't just a name. He was the network. Swan meets Camille at a bus station, unarmed, nervous. Swan. Ferris? He's off books. They keep him buried in think tanks and trust funds. Camille. What does he do? Swan. He buys silence. And deletes the rest. Ava whispering into a recorder years ago. Ava. I didn't expose Ferris because I didn't know who he was yet. I just knew where he went, women disappeared. Digital trails burned out. Witnesses reclassified. Stories turned inside out. Camille and Nia upload a new file called The Final Name. It doesn't accuse. It questions. Timeline, money, patterns. It's quiet. But it lands like a bomb. Within 48 hours, Raymond A. Ferris trends, then disappears. His LinkedIn vanishes. Campaign photos scrubbed. Think tanks issue vague statements. Someone's trying to bury him again. But this time, the ledger is public. The receipts are viral, and too many people are watching. Ava records her first video since being named a national threat. Her face is unblurred, her name unedited. Ava, they said I was dangerous. But you should have asked. Dangerous to who? You buried black women for decades. With silence. With files. With money. I made sure your names would outlive mine. Marlene watches the video from a secure location. A man behind her speaks quietly. Man, we underestimated her. Marlene. No, we underestimated her daughters. She slams her laptop shut. Nia gets a message from someone named Sonia D. Sonia, I worked for Ferris. I have files, but I want protection. Camille replies instantly. Sonia, they know you're closing in. You don't know it yet, but he's not the last name. There's a bigger one. One Ava didn't live long enough to write down. Ava resting in the cabin. Camille walks in holding a burner phone. Camille, someone's coming forward. She says you weren't finished. Ava, I never was. I didn't build the ledger to end the story. I built it so you could finish it. Flash forward. Camille walking down the same courthouse hallway from the beginning. She pauses again. She doesn't flinch. She's no longer a witness, no longer a victim. She's the storm that keeps receipts. Ava uploads one last file to the inheritance. A list, not of men, not of crimes, but of women. Women who were lost, forgotten, dismissed. The ledger ends, not with revenge, but with memory. He taught the system how to bury us. She taught her daughters how to dig. A darkened room. Nia sits in front of a microphone, her voice calm, steady, the tone of someone who knows she might be watched but no longer cares. They told us silence would keep us safe. That disappearing quietly was better than dying loud. But what if silence isn't protection? What if it's a weapon, used against you? A public school gym converted into a town hall, standing room only, a projection screen behind Camille. She clicks a remote. A face appears, Sonia D., voice distorted, face blurred. She worked for Ferris. But she wasn't just a secretary. She was the architect of his disappearance strategy. Sonia's voice pre-recorded. He built something worse than blackmail. It was emotional laundering, turning trauma into discredit, taking the truth and making it look like a lie. Flashback. Ava watching grainy security footage, women being followed, silenced, then erased from databases. It wasn't about jail. It was about erasure. If no one believes you ever existed, then no one will care when you disappear. Ava hands Camille a battered flash drive. Ava, there's one last structure, one that controls the others. The money, the message, the myth. Camille opens the drive. Inside one folder, Cathedral Project. She clicks it. Hundreds of documents. Donations from Ferris-linked entities. 2 elite prep schools, charter management organizations, mega-churches. But it's not just funding, it's influence. Curriculums, pulpits, hiring decisions. Ava whispers, and this is how they shape the world. Nia uploads a teaser to the inheritance page. 1 sentence, 1 image. This isn't just corruption. It's curriculum. It gets 1.3 million views in 12 hours. The comments explode. Educators, mothers, former interns, women who'd always known something was off, but couldn't prove it. Until now. Camille meets with an investigative reporter, Ray Garland. Black, sharp, no nonsense. Ray, this story is radioactive. Camille, that's why you need it. Ray, and what do you need? Camille, a platform and a promise. You don't censor my mother's name. Ava alone, listening to a tape of herself from years ago. Her voice younger, worn. They'll call me unstable, bitter, overreacting, just a cleaning lady, just another single mom. But every time they said just, I documented everything they weren't. Camille and Ray go live with the story. Title, The Ledger, What Ava Moore Tried to Warn Us. The floodgates open. Late-night shows pick it up. Podcasts call it The Reckoning. Senators deny. Church leaders scramble. A few resign quietly. But the biggest fallout? Women start talking. And once they start, they don't stop. Marlene in a sleek office, her face blank as she watches Camille testify before a closed committee. Someone enters with a file. Marlene, she's naming names. Man, should we move against the daughters? Marlene doesn't look up. Marlene, no, not yet. Let them feel the spotlight. Then we take the oxygen away. Ava and Camille on a porch swing. It's sunset. Nia joins them with a laptop. Nia, you need to see this. She opens a live stream. A woman, middle-aged, firm voice, gives testimony in front of city council. She used to work for Ferris, too. She says Ava's name, publicly, loudly, and the room doesn't flinch. It listens. Ava closes her eyes, silent, then says, "It's not about being believed anymore. It's about being heard." Camille receives a call from Ray, her voice tight. "Ray, you were right. There's another name, higher than Ferris. The one who funds the cathedral project. We just found the paperwork." Pause. "Camille, it's someone you know." Camille sits down, breath shaking. Ray conted. "He gave you a scholarship when you were 16. Said he admired your mother's strength." Camille whispers it before Ray does. "Senator Dalton Monroe." Flashback. A photo of Ava and Monroe shaking hands at a youth center fundraiser. Ava looks proud. He looks practiced. Ava's voice echoes from an old recording. "He liked to call me resilient. I should have known that was code for disposable." Ava watching her daughter sleep. She writes a note by candlelight, folds it, slides it into Camille's pocket. We see only the first line. "If I disappear again, don't come find me, just finish the work." You know the name. Next, you'll know what he did. If you believe in uncovering the truth and standing for justice, we'd love your support. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment telling us where you're watching from. Your voice matters, and you help make this community stronger. We'll be back with another case, right here on Unraveled Crime.